So here we have a ins box and filter I've used on my GT car. As you can see, it's got a build-up of muck, and this one's particularly dirty. So you can either choose to replace the filter or wash it. I prefer to replace. However, if you do wash, you can use a bit of Simple Green and some warm water. Make sure that it's completely dry before you reinstall. I've got a brand new one here that I've prepared earlier. The first tip that we've got is to make sure the foam is glued properly to the rubber. Some filters I've had in the past have had some tears from out of the packet, so gently just pull back the sides, rotate it around. If you can see any deformities, just grab your super glue and give it a little drop on there. Don't go too much, but just make sure it's sealed. So with on-road, you can use a lighter oil for your filter. I've just got this Nova stuff here. It's sort of like a medium grade. The off-road, obviously you would use maybe something a little bit thicker. And the way that I like to put the oil in is from the inside. So this is probably the biggest tip that I've got. Run your oil around the inside here. You don't want to use too much. If you use too much, it's going to clog your filter and you'll lose a bit of performance. And you can always add a little bit later if you need to. So just let the oil run down a little bit onto the foam. Then we're going to flip her over and slowly, with your fingers, just knead the foam. And you'll start to see the oil coming up through the pores of the foam the more we knead it. Then we'll start to get a bit shiny, you'll be able to see it through. And the reason we do this is to make sure that the foam is completely covered through the whole thickness. It's going to give you best results for performance. Make sure the filter's completely covered. We want to chuck a little bit more oil on this one. Like I said, you don't want too much, but you want to make sure that the whole thing's covered and pretty shiny on top there. Alright, so you can start to see shininess coming through. Just going to keep going with that. It does take a little while, be patient. This is a pretty critical part of your RC car. The engines are super expensive, and having a dirty filter or one that's not oiled properly can really create some damage and wear the motor out way too early. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with that. You can see that I've got some oil on my fingers, means it's come all the way through to the top. Nice and shiny. Just check that you haven't accidentally put a tear in at all. And she's all good. It's another tip. When you install it on your engine, just make sure you cable tie it. That gives you a proper seal to the carby and also prevents it from flicking off on a unwanted crash. So there we go. A basic thing, but super important. Thanks, guys.